Bengals and Bears had a joint practice yesterday, and Joe Burrow is certainly ready to compete at a high level this season after the team went 8-11 last year, the worst record since Burrow's rookie season. The quarterback knows the urgency and importance as the season approaches.
You know, I'm tired of saying next year. This is it. You know, your life is too short to keep pushing things down the road, and I'm trying to instill some urgency and some intensity in everybody to go and be great every day and try to go make it happen.
Do you feel like it's got to be now or never this year?
That's how I'm treating it, for sure.
This feels like it's been a recurring theme for the Bengals and Joe Burrow throughout the last few weeks and months. Jordan Rodgers, as you listen to that, what comes to your mind?
Sounds like a guy that is sending a message that he's kind of tired of the promises that the offensive line is going to be better, the defense is going to be better, and a guy that I think is sending a message that he might not be here in the future if things don't go the way they've been promised to go, because Joe Burrow's not the problem. When you look at the last time he had a full season, he threw for 4,900 yards, 43 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. He's MVP caliber when he's healthy. In the 3 years since they missed the playoffs, they've lost 16 games. Of those 16 games they've lost, only twice did the defense hold the offense to under 24 points. The defense has been the issue. And yes, he's been banged up. He's missed time. And I get it. The best ability is availability. But you got to block for him as well. And I think that's what he's saying. Like, it's great to look forward and, hey, we're going to fix the O-line, fix the defense. At some point, that's just been empty promises so far. And Joe Burrow is ready to deliver on his end. And he's kind of questioning whether the team and the front office is going to deliver on their end.
Does Burrow deserve any of the blame here to shoulder for what's going on in Cincinnati?
Yeah, of course he does. You know, he's the battlefield commander, as Coach Parcells would say. First of all, I love what he said. That's what you want. You want a sense of urgency. He could play better, and he certainly could help protect himself, you know, talking about all those hits. But let's give Cincinnati credit when you talk about how they attack the other side of the ball. And guys like Dexter Lawrence, Boye Mafe, Brian Cook, amongst others. So if this defense, guys, is middle of the road, they should be look, I think they're going to win the division. They're the only team that has a returning head coach. But this is a consequential year in Cincinnati without question.
Yeah, I'm just not sure, Jordan, what promises the front office has made and not kept. Right? They spent to keep both of his receivers. They spent a lot on the defense this offseason. The offensive line has been an issue, but it's not for lack of trying. They have a huge contract to Orlando Brown. Their right tackle was a first-round pick. Their left guard and center were free agent pickups. They're out there doing what Burrow needs them to do. Whether it works or not remains to be seen. That's a matter of, did you pick the right players on defense? But Burrow has to stay healthy. That chart, you said they've lost 16 games over the last 3 years. He's missed 16 games over the last 3 years. He has to be on the field. If he's on the field, I don't think there's anything stopping this team, especially given their schedule. But they have made it a point of stressing to him, and he knows, like, we need you to be there.
It's not really
every
his
game.
fault that he's not healthy. No, I know. That's not. I agree. It's not black and white.
Yeah.
But the accumulation of hits. You said it this morning. How many sacks has he had over the last 200 and something over the last? I mean, he's been hit so much that he's gonna get hurt. And I think so. Yes, part of it's on him. Every quarterback can get rid of the ball, can protect themselves better. But until and I agree with you, Graz. Yes, they have made moves. But as good as Dexter Lawrence is, he doesn't fix the second worst defense or third worst defense in the NFL on his own. It's got to be a collection of all the guys they added, and they all have to come together for that to happen. And until then, it's still just an empty promise of, hey, oh, we went and got these guys.
Yeah.
Well, oh, we didn't get the right guys? Well, that's what Burrow's fed up with.
Yeah, I mean, to defend the Bengals said nobody ever. It's the idea that he wanted Jamar Chase, who he played with at LSU. They drafted him. Totally. He wanted Chase paid. He wanted Higgins paid. He got both. Now, you could have let Higgins go and reallocated that money because you already had Chase. They didn't want to do it. When his contract came up, there wasn't a lot of shenanigans. He got paid. Every which way, it looks like what he's asked for, he's got.
Yes, and look, they because of what they spend on their offense, they had to go a little bit cheaper on defense over the last couple of years. Their early round picks, guys like Miles Murphy, haven't really hit. And that's where the failure has been. That's why they end up having to go out in free agency. That's why they have to trade the 10th pick in the draft to get a veteran defensive tackle. So they know this, but they've done what they could to address it. I think at this point, what we say is if Burrow can play all 17 games, there's no excuse for this not to be a high-level contender.
And to take it behind the scenes, I'm sitting down with Joe Burrow at the end of last season, if I'm the GM of the Bengals or ownership, and saying, hey, we see the same things you do. We're aligned. We're going to attack it. We may not be perfect, but at least if he's brought in, like, you're not the GM, but you are owed some deference here. Here's what we're planning to do. So I would make sure that he understands clearly what the mission is, how we're going to attack it, and then at least he'll feel like he has some sense of ownership in the process.
Those conversations did happen, but they also included a part where they said to him, hey, Joe, we need you to work with us on making sure, you contribute to your protection as well. Like, there are aspects of this that we need you to do differently to stay on the field. So it's a two-way street, and I believe he knows that.
Let's say the Bengals score 27 points a game, 28 points a game. They're one of the top offenses in the league. Defense is good, not great. They get to the playoffs, they lose in the second round. How are we all feeling about next year? That's obviously not a success by their standards, but is Burrow confident enough, do you think, to want to stick around?
Yeah, that's a step in the right direction. And again, sometimes like continuity pays off. Again, Baltimore, Cleveland, Pittsburgh all have new head coaches. They need to take advantage of the window they have here.
This can't be one of the worst in the NFL, right? Yeah,
Yes.
You're not going to go from one of the worst to a top 10 defense. It's not going to happen, even with the pieces they did add. But if you can be average, if you can be good, Joe Burrow can get you to a Super Bowl with that offense and a good, not great defense.
He's proven it.
Yeah.
Let me show you something with the facilities from yesterday. Take a look at this, because this is where the Bengals will find themselves coming under fire. Joint practices with the Bears. This is
Caleb Williams.
quarterback Caleb Williams. You may have heard of him. Not a junior high player crossing the street to the middle school field.
Look out for the manhole cover.
Potential
with the
for
cleats
future
on.
MVP. Bronze, he has to cross the street to get to the field.
Everybody does. I've crossed that street. Look, it's
You
across
do it
the
with
street
tennis
from the-
shoes.
Yeah, no, I know. It's an unfortunate look.
That is a horrible optic. To Jordan's point, you're wearing cleats.
like,
That's your franchise quarterback. Imagine if he
The
slept.
stadium's in the
Should
middle
we
of
at
the
least have
city.
laid down
Is there
some?
does he have to push a button at the crosswalk?
Yeah.
And wait for the
wait
light
for
change?
yeah.
All right, coming up tonight, it would be limited action for both. There's Brock Purdy buckling up the chin strap. We're going to start with Justin Herbert. Second down, play action. He's going to find Charlie Kohler here for the 9-yard completion. Again, preseason play. Herbert's going to finish the drive, 1 of 2 for 9 yards. After this incomplete to McConkey.
Looks
Still
like
a
an
short
MVP.
night.
Looks like an MVP candidate to me.
Prices come crashing down, sitting 10-1. Brock Purdy here, Jordan.
Yeah, he looks really good. Deshaun's dribbling as well. This is a target to Deebo Samuel earlier. A fun weapon they'll have in a very deep but very thin health-wise receiver group. But Stribling flashed early. 4 catches, 46 yards. I think he had 3 or 4 on the first drive. So the connection there with Brock Purdy, the second-round pick, is Stribling out of Ole Miss. He's going to be a guy that will be a day-one impact.
Purdy 4 of 6 for 29 yards on the opening drive. Special teams. Here's Jacob Cowing receiving the punt. He's going to get to the outside, find himself behind the wall. Jim Harbaugh is not going to enjoy this. Special teams are big for the former Colts quarterback. All the way to the house. 83-yard punt return for Cowing. 49ers are going to go on to win this 41-17, pay the over comfortably here in the preseason. One guy you did not see last night, running back Christian McCaffrey, who did not suit up for the game. He has missed several practices due to what the Niners are calling muscle tightness gauze. How concerned are you about McCaffrey's injury?
Not overly. The thing that gives you pause is 2 years ago they went through training camp saying it wasn't bad, and it turned out it was. So they don't have the benefit of the doubt anymore. But everything I've been told is it's not serious. It's not something. Look, if he's fully healthy, he's not going to play in that game last night at age 30. So, I think Kyle Shanahan came out the other day and said it's not about the contract. Maybe not. I also wouldn't be surprised to see a contract adjustment for Christian McCaffrey between now and the start of the season. So, but health-wise, it sounds like it's not anything they're super concerned about.
Mike T, if you're in the front office, could this be something to do with the contract?
Yeah, and to Graz's point, you could shift money around. He's owed $30 million over 2 years. We just saw Villa put a Band-Aid on his contract, move money around, guarantee a little bit more money. So maybe that's a way you could Band-Aid it for the season.
We were talking, how many touches did he have last year?
Over 400.
Over
It was
400.
311 carries, career high.
The importance that he knows he is to this team, and seeing Bijan sign for $3 and $75 million, Gibbs sign for $3 and $67 million, both those guys getting over 50 guaranteed. You got to be thinking, hey, you see what I did last year? Maybe that break me off a little bit. I think that's definitely playing into this.
Not only what you saw last year, but what you're seeing with all the injuries again this season. They ran him into the ground. He's near the end of his career with everyone else getting paid. This might be the last.